High vibrations, sweet babies. I feel called to do another reading here today. I am waiting for some laundry to finish drying, and oh my goodness, just like kept needing some more time. That's sort of the energy right now. Yeah, we got an element here of distraction, energy that was showing up. Look, you may be following along with my readings. You may be like feeling into the energies and the lessons, but that doesn't mean that you're imperfect. Like, you're still human. You're still bound to have errors in judgment. You're still a human being, and we all have moments of distraction. We all have moments where we're like, hindsight's 2020. I wish I had thought about that a little bit better or handled that a little bit better. Best way to do this is just to act, or not act rather, but just to have patience. There's just an energy of like, sometimes you just need to give some things some more time before you really are able to see the full picture or get like that bird's eye view, that clarity around a situation. But there's definitely an energy here that I want to discuss because I care about you, and I feel like it's good for you to know these things, okay? Because what you really deserve is a lot of recovery. I know you've had a lot of resilience, but you're looking for something really rich and decadent and succulent in your life. I feel like the energy that you're trying to call in and manifest is very specific. It's like got a very specific quality to it, or maybe it's just exactly that. It's quality. You might have had like a redesigning of your boundaries recently. You may have been thinking I feel like you're just looking at things in a more calculated way. But with this is also, here comes trouble, is also showing how, you have to take risks in life. But yeah, this energy was showing up before in another reading that I've done recently where, you need to take risks in life. Risk it for the biscuit type of thing, right? And even when you do the calculations and the odds look like they're in your favor, there can still be this energy of like, not even energy, like the outcome of it just not going well. Just not going in the way in which you had hoped. Right? And it could have a lot to do with the way that we hope or the way that we were intending, but it doesn't mean that it's not exactly how it's supposed to be in order for you to learn what you need to learn. And yeah, this is regarding the heart space. I do want to feel into this specific energy. I wouldn't be surprised. So you may be distracted by maybe like either family things or looking at family cycles, familial issues, things of that nature. Or your family might just be telling you things that are very distracting in this time. I just have this feeling like you are not really exactly sure what to focus on. There's like a little bit of a head over heart energy going on here, but actually it feels more like heart over stability, because yes, I knew this card was going to pop out. There is a feeling of like you now, 444 is showing up to let you know that your path is protected. Even if it doesn't go the way that you thought it was going to go, right? we come back to the message of the infinity loop. Like, even if it's not looking exactly like what you thought it would, doesn't mean that it's not for your journey, for your ultimate well-being, towards your highest and greatest good. And to you, it feels like you're not sure. Come on, behave. You're not really sure whether he's gonna bark. I know this to be true. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. There's a feeling of whether not being sure. I feel like he's gonna just start acting up. You're not really sure whether to focus on what your heart is calling you towards, or what you think you're supposed to have, or supposed to be like this stable, specific thing. It's being represented here by the anchor. There's a need for you to have boundaries around this thing, especially regarding like that white picket fence kind of home life. I had a feeling Labyrinth was going to show up with just the energy of, I feel like, Troy, buddy, what is it that you need, honey? What? I already took you. Let me go walk him again and see if that will satisfy him. Okay, myself and Troy are back. I am gonna keep this one pretty brief though, just because I have to wrap up my time here for readings. And Troy, and Troy is wreaking havoc today, so he's decided he's in a mood, so that means that we're not going to be reading for very long. Okay, so, yeah, Troy actually brought up a couple messages to share with you that you, I'm going to be quite honest with you, you're just a little unsure about what direction or what things you're supposed to focus on. And it's really important to be patient, because something that you're maybe giving attention to could really be disruptive to your to your recovery. And it would also be, I feel like you're really focusing on boundaries at the moment, maybe boundaries with family, or just boundaries around things that the family kind of showed you, some family traumas, family cycles being played out, represented here with Labyrinth. Yeah, and there's just this feeling of like slowing down, having patience, because this really could disrupt some boundaries that you have. And they could be things that you've been really resilient on, things that are really succulent and juicy and really, I would say, the energy that is powerful, part of your journey, part of your unlimited potential, and really worth taking a chance on. And I'm gonna be completely honest, like, it feels as though you need to be cautious around specific feminine energy in your life right now. There might be some toxic feminine energy in your near vicinity. I'm feeling like in your bubble. I don't know how else to explain it. And so I want to, cautious. I want you to know, because I care about you, that it's probably a good time whenever you're finding this message in divine timing to protect your energy and just be a little bit aware of some things. Because if you've been a part of this collective and following along on this whole journey we've been on together, or if you're just tuning in and you're a part of the collective, you probably feel like you are your third eye is healing. Like there's just some things going on with your intuition, the things that you're intuiting, sensing, seeing. I feel like actually, collective, you might be hearing some things coming through, and it might sound like static, it might sound like music, you might be getting messages through conversation, but there's also this part of psychic gifts that does become really disorienting and feels really sometimes destabilizing, sometimes unpleasant, where you can start to really actually intuit like true words, true statements, true conversations. And usually these things are from people who are having very emotional or heightened energy type conversations around you specifically. And it's like almost like an energetic radar. You know, your radar is like, oh, my energy is being brought somewhere, or my name is being brought up in conversation, or a relationship dynamic that I'm involved in is being, you know, spoken of, or whatever. 17 is showing up to let you know that you're where you need to be, that this reading is finding you in divine timing on your journey. And yeah, I just want to speak to the fact that this may be uncomfortable. At times it may feel really disorienting. You might wonder, like, am I actually hearing this? Am I really hearing these things? Sometimes you might notice like feelings of confusion of whether someone just said something out loud, or if you like actually kind of heard it through their energy. Yes, I knew this is what we were reading into. When this is the case, this might be somebody who has very poor energetic boundaries. I'm going to be completely honest with you. There's somebody, patience just came out again. Good things come to those who wait. This is somebody in your energetic field who might represent what stability is on paper. You have guardian angels watching over you on your journey and in this moment. I already said that to you with 444, but the card just showed up to clarify this. Yeah, there's this, they on paper, they might look great. Maybe even the honeymoon phase is fantastic with this person, or just like being in their presence is so like, it just feels good. It just feels really good. But there are some really toxic things that are going on under the surface, because I'm seeing here issues could arise. So gold digger, or using you in some way. Fuck, I knew this energy was not awesome. They want okay, so first of all, there's this very intense energy to them, even though they have like a stability in the material sense, probably more than anything. Maybe like a job or a home environment, like wealth, whatever it is. They have something that's tangible to what's supposed to be stability, but there's an indication here that you might end up on a journey with this person that ends up being very karmic and very unpleasant and extremely, man. It just feels like it's gonna bring up issues to the heart. And what's so funny is that all of this, it's not funny actually at all, but it's kind of showing up under like you're feeling at the start of this. Yeah, at the start of this energy reading, it was like, what do I focus on? My heart or what's stable? My heart and what I'm being called to in this very like inexplicable kind of sense, or should I be really focusing in on what feels really grounded and feels really stable and looks good on paper? And your intuition is really going to be so vital for you in this time and in this space, because I feel like the energy of someone else is really going to sabotage your potential on your journey to really clear yourself of the karma that you've been working on, because it might not even be from you this time. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, something's coming back to you. Something is going to end up coming back to you. Ooh, yup. Something is going to come back to you. You're going to end up in this infinity loop once again with this energy of being used, someone being used, money, transactional relationships. Sometimes it's just someone being used for a feeling of security, stability. So, you know, if we're looking at a transactional relationship, right? There might be one party who's like involved in that relationship because of the financial resources, the material resources. We hear about it all the time. It happens all the time. Some people do that and they're very consensual about it and very clear and open about it. But like attracts like. Like attracts like energy. So if someone is entering a contract, a relationship contract with someone, right? Because that's what karma is. It's contracts that we're signing. We're signed at our birth, right? Signed at our conception of like what we'll have to face, what we'll have to learn, who we'll have to meet in order for all of the karma and the scales to be balanced and just in life, for us to learn what we need to learn and to experience what we have to experience. And there is this, and right, we can talk about like, oh, we're making these choices right here in this lifetime and it's karmic, blah, blah, blah. But it's like a much bigger scale than that if you really want to look into the idea of karma. But I do think what people are actually talking about when they're like, oh, yeah, that's my karma. Like, that's my karma. I did something last week and this came around and that's my karma. What they're actually speaking to is the energetic law that everything will be in balance. Okay? Everything remains in balance. So, if we really want to think like law of attraction, we get what we give type of energy, that's what this is really speaking to here, of like, I feel as though this cycle of something is coming back around, but it just kind of seems like it might be putting you in a different position than what you're used to. And this is going to be really a karmic lesson, a really big karmic lesson around friendship, around loyalty, around trust. And you might start to notice when, someone is not actually as available as they say they are. They might be someone who's like, I want a ring, I want to get married, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have kids one day, and I'm going to like, but I'm talking like, this is the kind of person who's like, I want 2 kids, I want a boy and a girl, I want a house like this, and blah, 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 and they say all the things, and they might even have some of the things to back it up. But when I tell you that this person is probably also extremely unhealed internally and carrying some really major wounds and triggers, this is going to put you in a karmic experience, a karmic contract that I'm seeing Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, is really going to be, it's about like, I'm seeing here like, there is an energy here of like third party. So someone being sneaky. So this person on paper might have all the things, check, check, check. Seems like, you know, they've got all of their ducks in a row, but they have some majorly, like, they have some major, I'm just going to be honest, they have some, like, major issues. And this is going to really, oh my God, I don't like that. I don't like this. I'm feeling protective over you. I'm feeling like very protective over you because I don't want this stuff to be in your energy. But you know, we all have to go through our journeys. We all have to learn our lessons. We all have to, you know, so to me, it really feels like this person might really bring in some sneakiness. They might close the door on something in your life that really was serious and important to you. Ooh, holy shit. Yeah, this might actually really be something that... Okay, so we need to talk about this really quickly, and then I'm going to let you guys go. I don't want this one to be too long. I don't want to linger in this energy for too long. You need to trust your intuition. When it is time and you have that feeling in your gut that something is wrong, something is not adding up, someone is lying to you, no matter what they say and what they do, I need you to listen to your body. Sometimes we don't have to have like really tangible reasons in order to feel like, I don't like this. I just don't like this. Sometimes those things will appear later and make sense later. But in the moment, you're going to be asked to, 22, you're going to have an experience that really reconnects you with your intuition in deeply powerful ways that really illuminate there's so much behind this reading. There's so much behind this that, like, it doesn't even... It just, to me, it's like what you're seeing is not what you're getting. That's the energy. It's like what's on the surface is not even close to a representation of what's going on underneath it. It feels messy. It feels like very much like someone's trying to conceal something. It feels as though there's just this feeling of you may have to undergo an experience of there being someone else in the picture. Someone might be manipulative. Someone might be, doing some whisper, like things that you don't see. Someone may... Okay, because that's what I was going to say before. If you're coming from this energy, if you or someone else is coming from an energy of wanting to utilize someone else's resources and wanting to be in relationship due to financial gain, resources, physical, material items, whatever, whether they know it or they don't know it, they are in like energy, meaning they are using you for something. What is it? What is it? What is it? Like, you're not noticing the other side to that. Whether, whoever it is, vice versa, flip-flop the equation, and you have the material stuff and whatever. It is what I'm hearing is symbiotic. It is a mutually exclusive, mutually beneficial relationship for you to be in this situation, right? Both parties are somehow making an agreement and a contract with one another saying, I'm going to use you for this. And for whatever reason, it feels like the other person is not being completely transparent about, I mean, maybe both parties aren't being transparent. It seems like there's a lot of wounded energy showing up here, but it just feels like what this person's motives are very deceitful and unclear. And I'm gonna just be quite honest with you, they're very unkind. This is not someone who's thinking truly of your heart and what's best for you. And I see that this person actually might be kind of a covert narcissist. So this is somebody who might be extremely full of themselves, or might be, covert. So this is going to be somebody who is so narcissistic in a way that they're self-deprecating because they like fuel off of you lifting them up. And that's the give and take. And there's going to just be this really there's going to be a moment when you have this clarity and this realization and this feeling of like there's like a pit in your stomach, like something drop in your stomach, and you're just like, oh my fucking God, like, please let this thing that I'm feeling and sensing or thinking about not be true, because I think this person might be playing in my face. Every single indication here that I could think of for someone being sneaky, secretive, liar, that kind of stuff is here. Okay? But remember that this is part of your journey, part of your free will, part of the lessons that you're choosing to learn. Hmm. 333. Labyrinth again is showing up. 67, 36. Yep, money. Text messages. Your angels are with you on this journey here. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Yep, ancestral trauma. I said that before. The butterfly effect. Evil eye. Scorpio. Oh yeah, water signs did show up. We have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And we also had the earth signs show up. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Yeah. Ooh. Oh man. Okay, this is also showing here 27 and 37. So this is somebody, monkey in the middle. A new moon and waxing moon may have been significant to this, but this is somebody who is probably struggling with some things on a mental health level. Yeah, damn, social media, text messages, betrayal. This is somebody who's really, really sneaky, and this is exactly the energy that I was picking up on. You're gonna be like, with this person, yeah, and they might talk about like, oh yeah, like I'm so ready to be a wife, I'm so ready to be committed, like I'm this and that, but then I'm so ready to be because I was really feeling into a feminine energy here, like a lot of toxic feminine energy, and just being like aware of that. But then this might be someone who's like texting behind your back and like saying nasty things, and I have picked up on this energy from certain people around me. So this is really interesting. This is really interesting reading, actually. New moon, Venus, cord cutting. Yeah, I'll be seeing you. So, ooh, and that's the buzzer, folks. No, but honestly, I am going to wrap it up with that because this energy is kind of like really not well. And we actually had this sort of not pleasant energy showing up sort of recently with this feeling of like spectator energy. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know if it's the same energy as that spectator feeling of like eyes on you, wanting to be involved in what you're doing, wanting to be like in your energy. It could be, but I feel like this is more so related to toxic feminine energy that's showing up around you at the current moment. This feels like a little bit like future energy or new energy. And I just want to say, like, truly trust your gut, trust your intuition at this time. The red flags that you ignore, the signs that you ignore will come back and bite you later. That's what the cards say. That's literally what the card says about using your intuition. And that's really what I'm feeling into. You'll know, you can, if you're starting to feel into this third eye opening and like this spiritual guidance, yeah, you might have to let go of that energy around you at this time, and really be contemplating like what it is that you consider like something you value around you, because and like your boundaries around those things, what you've been looking for, what you've been wanting for your life. Yeah, and try your best to do some cord cutting around that energy, because yeah, it really just feels like this is somebody who, despite their best efforts to maybe really show up in the way that they think they're supposed to, they just, yeah, this is something that you really wanted to manifest. This is like something important to you. And then this person is like showing up with all kinds of toxic nonsense and drama. And you're just like, no, this, but they're not going to be like very transparent about it. This is someone who's very sneaky. This is someone who you might be like feeling, I don't know. There's just like this feeling like you can't really feel truly safe around them. And there's this like, it like picks up your intuition, and not in like the fun and groovy way where you're like, oh my God, I just saw like a bird and that bird represents like, you know, it's not that like that with them. It's making your gut react in a way that's like a protective quality, and you're feeling your intuition now instead of like this beautiful gift of healing. You're seeing this as like your beautiful gift of how you can protect yourself, and maybe how you have protected yourself in the past when you were more connected to your intuition. And this is really a part of your journey. Yep, 333. This is really a part of your journey right now, as you know, you spoke to the universe about exactly what you wanted. You really asked the universe for something specific, and these things that you are learning are ultimately just helping you strengthen who you're becoming in order to have those things. So you can look at the situation as something like a this isn't going to, nothing ends your journey, right? It's just one of these things that's just like, oh, well, I had to learn from that. That was a lesson, you know, learned from that, but it didn't completely trip me up. I'm still staying on my journey. So, you know, we had some crossroad energy show up in some other readings, and this might be kind of that crossroad for you where you're like, do I focus on my heart energy, or do I focus on like stability? But what was also showing up in yeah, it's very like head over heart. Like the logical choice is to do this thing and hang out with these people, and this is supposed to represent stability and security. But then like you get around those people and they have horrible morals, and the way that they talk about people is like, you know, all that type of energy shows up, and you're just like, wait a second, like this is not feeling aligned on a soul level. And you just start to have these moments where I'm gonna be completely honest, what I was picking up on before I even started shuffling was someone's gonna be sneaky. Someone might be really sneaky with their phone. This might really start to trigger some activity in your body, or activate your intuition. And I'm telling you here and now that your angels, your ancestors, and your guides want you to trust that this was a learning experience for you for something very specific. This energy is to be paid attention to. I have experienced this energy before where someone makes you either a third party or someone involves a third party energy. And this is like, if you're a spiritual person or if you're in tune to energy, this is a very uncomfortable place to be in and to operate from, because so much of it is not happening in the physical plane. So this is my little permission slip to you to be cautious and to consider that, to trust in your intuition, and don't let yourself get hurt because you believe it's karmic or because you believe it's part of your journey. Do not put yourself in situations to be gaslit and manipulated because you think you are supposed to have, you know, met certain criteria or have certain resources or whatever. Take things at your own pace. Do things at your own time. It's not now or never, whether it's a job, a relationship, a friendship, a business collaboration, whatever it is. That has to feel good on all levels. And the second that it does not, tune into that. Tune into it. And if someone has a problem with you tuning into it, baby, there you go. There you go. And we'll leave it at that. I'm sending you lots of loving, but I'm also going to send a little bit of divine protection your way. I know your angels, your ancestors, and your guides are with you in this time and in this space. But because I do care about you, and because I do feel like this energy is actually, it has the potential to be a little bit destabilizing in ways that are both mentally and spiritually and emotionally. The physical might look stable, but underneath the surface, like it seems like their foundation is crumbling when it comes to mental and spiritual and, you know, emotional types of things. So I'm sending you a little bit of extra love and a little bit of extra protection from my heart to yours. And just believe in things being divine and working out for your highest and greatest good, no matter what obstacles or challenges show up in your way, or lessons, right, show up in your way. So, yeah, I'll talk to you very soon.